They say it's pain in every raindrop. Well, I'm waiting on this rain to stop. If it's pain in every raindrop, when will this rain stop? Cause it looks like my window pane is shedding tears, tears falling down my window, down my window. I've been interviewing a lot of people, like from the streets, that everybody told me that I met is like, yo, you the new voice of the city, you the voice of the people. You know, like a lot of people that from New Orleans and stuff, like they don't really give the raw New Orleans that should be out there. And I think I fulfill that. You thought Katrina was the worst thing that happened to us? You thought that FEMA money was enough? But we gotta get it by all means. Trying to survive in the city of New Warleans. So fuck yesterday, say yes to the day. Because who knows if we gon' see tomorrow anyway. Only Lord knows if we gonna die today. So we living every day like. Now some people chose to stay, you know, because like for real, Katrina was a gift and a curse. For real, because Katrina gave a lot of people opportunities that never even been outside of New Orleans to get from out of New Orleans. You know, it gave a lot of people that didn't have jobs. They had to get a job. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that used to just walk around with nothing, you know. When them checks and stuff came, now they got a car, they got their own house, they had this and that. You know what I mean? And like, I felt like that was the gift that Katrina gave to a lot of people in the city. You know, and a lot of those people, they fell in love with their new life. You know, so they didn't come back. You know, but then, of course, you know, they got some people that just couldn't adjust to new habitats. You know, so it came back. You know, even when there was nothing down here. You know, like it still came back. Cause you know, we always had storms that were supposed to happen but never happened. So we just looked at it like, oh, it ain't even about that. Oh, it's Category 5. Oh, we don't know what a Category 5 is. Oh, we ain't worrying about that. You know, they always saying that's gonna happen and it never happened. Screen come on, and it says, if you're trapped in your house, do not dial 911. So we like, do not dial 911, like, oh, it's real. We gotta get out here. You know, like, it's real, we gotta get out here. And, like, at the time, you know, of course, like, you know, I was broke. I ain't have no money like that. You know what I'm saying? I was broke. I had a couple of $100, like, but that ain't nothing, you know, when you got a whole family of people with you. You know, I had a couple of $100. My little brothers, you know, they had some dough, but we only had one car. You know what I mean? One car, a two-door old Monte Carlo, like not the new Monte Carlo, no, the old two-door Monte Carlo. You know what I'm saying? And we had to pile up in there with clothes, you know what I mean, a couple guns, you know, and like that was my first time ever really having to drive, like really, you know, on the road. Man, when I came back, you know what I mean, like they had the water had went down by then, you know, but they still had to, you know, you could still see the line of like where the water was, like how high the water was. We went in there, you know, just to scope everything out, went in there. You know, we had to, you know, of course, you know, throw all the old mattresses and all that shit out. You know what I mean? We had to throw all that out, you know, when it got some more mattresses and stuff and put in there. And we was back in there. You know what I mean? For real, like me and my brothers and stuff, like we was right back in there. For real. Like, we was back in there. For real, like with no power. With, you know what I mean? For real. You know, I come back today because and no matter what, I always come back because this is where my home is at, this is where my family at, this is where my friends is at. Yeah, so how you feel about the development of the neighborhood? Do you feel like the neighborhood is even being developed? Like real talk, like you feel like it's being developed? Because from what I see, only thing I see being developed, man, and stuff, I see a lot of houses painted differently. You know, well, stuff like that.
The only development I'm seeing and getting from it is us.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like, is the money not coming from like the government or the, no. You know, or the stuff like that? Like the money is coming from our pockets. That's you know what I'm saying? Like these are our people that stay in their own home that get out there and go out and buy the paint and the paint brushes and paint their own houses and, you know, putting money up to fix their own houses up and stuff like that.
See what it is,
You know what I
the
mean?
little money that they did give out, it wasn't much. You understand? Then the little money that you get, you must have forgot about the people everyday living. They have to still live. And the little money that you give us may be enough to get something started but not finished. And that's the whole thing. They always start things. Look at the streets. They'll start them, but never finish them.
Yep. I remember, look, we was in a conversation yesterday, and the guy was saying about how, you know, they fixing the streets and stuff, and I was telling them, and I was like, man, like where I'm at, like the streets is still messed up.
Okay, but
You know what I'm saying? Like the streets is still messed up. Like you can't speed. You can't even do a good a good 20 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? Up the street without messing your car up, man. Like, yeah, man.
But the
It's
thing
crazy.
about it is where they fixing them at.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
They fixing them around the business districts, you know, in the upper class districts.
Yeah.
But these here, look at our hood. We
Right.
can barely get the grass cut.
Right.
But the city would go other places and, hey, grass don't really even need cutting. But it's cut.
Yeah.
The money that they have, they put them in all the wrong places. They see all these, if you look at, our city never looked like this. If our city was like it was, this street would be filled with people. And not just
Yeah.
us. Now, you look around, it's no us. Where everybody went. Where they sent us. We ain't choose to go where we went. They just put us there. It's like they had control over everything.
For real.
And it literally and mentally messed up a lot of people's minds. And how many people came forward and say, I'm fucked up? Nobody. They feel like nothing is gonna be done about it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. I'm sorry about it, but I'm really fucked up.
For real.
I lost family. Still looking for some of my cousins. You know? And you think this right? How could you just lay there and just put us anywhere? You know?
It's crazy.
Why not lay there and take all this money that you have, Red Cross, FEMA, and all this shit, and really put it to use? If it was a crime going, then you'd send them through here. This is a crime. We being abused. Well.
Feel me?
So do me a favor, don't do me no favors. Don't do me no favors. Do me a favor, don't do me no favors. That shit catch up to you later. You can't pay no bills with no favors. You can't feed no kids with no favors.
That's why them youngsters and older guys do what they do in the streets. We don't have them opportunities that we need. And they're not giving us anything. So we gonna get it. People are still fucked up.
Yeah.
Because every time they see them walk-ins and everything, and they say, well, they ain't fixed that house yet.
See, 9/24 today, that's September 24th. You feel me? You know, the zero, that stands for wasn't nobody's found in the house, thank God.
Actually, I was locked up for Katrina, so I don't want to go there, but
So how it was in there when you was locked up?
Too, so.
Like, all right, so you was locked up during the storm, like how it was in there?
Oh man, I ain't eat for 7 days in there.
Yeah?
I ain't know whether I was gonna live or die. So,
Bro.
I mean,
That's
I was
crucial.
like a refugee. So,
Bro.
I mean, who was gonna feed us? The deputies had fleas. We was left there by ourselves.
That's
We had to
crazy.
get out, we live in there. And they ain't had nothing in there. I mean, we had a little commissary, but once that ran out, there wasn't nothing but cookies. So,
That's crazy. That's crazy,
We had a
man.
few fights over cookies.
Oh yeah, of course.
A few stabbings over some cookies.
Of course, man. For real. Because everybody trying to eat something.
Everybody trying to eat it.
For real. Yeah, for real. Because they was saying that, like, the levers blew up. Like, they blew up the levers. Like, they didn't say, like the levers broke. They, like,
I believe that because you're not going to have damn near the whole city that stayed back say they heard a boom. Everybody not going to lie. Everybody not going to tell that tale.
I know, because I heard it from so many, like, different people. Like, we just heard a big boom. And, you know, all of a sudden they saying the levers broke and stuff like that. Like, that's crazy.
But like I said, I believe in my heart of hearts that that's what actually happened. They blew the levees to save certain parts of the city. It was so crazy though because you had, the city was in complete turmoil. Like, just imagine you have people hollering and screaming, you know, stuff like that, and we just see all kinds of shit. Like, Canal Street was messed up, water everywhere, people running around, people can't find people and stuff like that. But our journey didn't begin until we left and went to the convention center. That's when everything got kind of nasty, but we had to wade back through that water, got to the Superdome, and that's where we dipped out, and they took us to Dallas. When we got to the Superdome, I said,
it was crucial in that dome, man.
Man, people was getting raped. They beat the guy that raped the little girl. They beat him and threw him over the little overpass. And actually, it was so crazy because they actually stumped him till his eyes popped out his head. Threw him over the overpass.
By being 10 years later, you know, you think things change, like it's getting better or stuff like that?
Getting better. What the things that didn't change is that, you know, we had Six Flags, we had certain things we can actually do.
Right.
You know, we had clubs where we really have
That's true. Six Flags.
Like, you know, we had Six Flags. It was Jazzland first, then Six Flags. You know, we had things like that. You had your parks, you know, you had little camps for kids and stuff like that. We don't have nothing now. And that's why the crime is like it is now. We don't have nothing.
When Katrina came, man, I was sitting in my mama's house. You know, me, my mama, my brother, my baby mom. You know what I'm saying? That was before she was my baby mama.
The good thing about it, we was together, all the rest of our family, my mom and sisters, niece, brothers, all us was together. I think the community, it's not too much different, but it was better than Katrina.
Yeah.
You know,
so you
it got worse to me after Katrina. Because it's more violent, more killing, more raping, more robberies. It's like, it's so much going on now, it's too much of crime. But I thought after Katrina hit, things would have got a little better than what it was. But it seemed like it got even worse.
I feel it was better before Katrina, you know what I'm saying? But now they just got every hood mixed up and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like she said, with the violence, because everybody mixed up, you know what I'm saying? But like, fuck, I had to come home too, you know what I'm saying? Because I'd rather be here, you know what I'm saying? The situation I'm in not then out there like that, you know what I'm saying? So I was missing home too at the same time. Nigga be homesick, you hear me? Just thinking about what's going on in New Orleans when you out there, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather be out here than out there, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Nah, we wasn't in the city because basically my stepdad was working for Jet, you know, kind of like RTA, like the bus service across the river. So they basically gave each driver their own bus for like evacuation purposes. And you know, us, my mom and my dad, you know, and some other of my family, some of us on the bus and some of us followed in the bus in the car. So I went to school in Dallas. That was a whole different story because I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was like, you know, they was upset with us or, you know, but like it got bad. Like I remember one day that really was bad. Somebody in my class was from New Orleans and they read the book and it was like New Orleans people scared to take showers because of flashbacks. It popped off in the classroom. Like once he read that and asked who wrote it, it just was crazy because like, you know, like if it was a change, like, you know, we'll embrace somebody if y'all, you know, had a catastrophe like that, y'all came to our city.
Cause they really looked at us as refugees. And that's what's crazy.
Yeah, we from the same country as y'all.
We from the same country, but y'all looked at us as refugees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it really was.
That's
like
crazy.
It really was. It's like, how did we just get labeled as refugees when all it was is like the same thing like when the tornadoes hit in Oklahoma. He wasn't calling them refugees, but it's the same thing happened. It's just a natural disaster and everybody be mispleased. I think things change for the worse as far as like the people wise, because I feel like this city, like looking forward to into building the city more opposed to the things around it, like as far as like, you know, like parks for like kids and like certain homes. Like I live in New Orleans East right now, and probably like majority of my blocks still have houses that hasn't been touched since Katrina. So it's like instead of putting in money into where more people could come from other states and spend money in the city, why not put money into our cities?
It's a tale of two cities. The great playwright August Wilson, in his one of his great plays, Two Trains Running, he talks about the duality of life. New Orleans is no different. When we talk about New Orleans coming back, yeah, there's a train on the track where New Orleans is doing well, where people are doing well. I mean, but there's a train on another track, especially for people who live in communities like the Lower Ninth Ward and Tremere and Central City, where the train is going in the other direction. And one of the greatest tragedies is that, not that, in many cases it was, in the beginning it was that people couldn't come back and it was difficult for them to come back. Now one of the great tragedies is that it's being difficult for people to stay. You know, home prices are 46% higher than they've ever been. Average rents going from $500 and $600 to almost $1,000 a month for broke down, raggedy properties. That's the great tragedy. That's the other story in New Orleans right now.
Like, what could we do? What do you think we could do to make this city better?
The reestablishment of the people, man. An effort to bring them back. An effort to fix the infrastructure. You know, you can talk about Desire, Florida, Lower Nine. We may not have been rich, but we was rich in family.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's what a lot of people been saying a lot too. Like, you know, we had family. Like a lot of us, we were family.
All of our families knew each other. You know, like you and I were just jibbing. People they all know each other. You know, I'm older than you, but all the old heads knew each other. You knew from across the canal to up to Maison Street, up to Desire, up to Alva. You know, those families in the Upper Nine and Lower Nine had been there for generations.
Exactly.
You know, and they populated those areas. We learned about home ownership. Our neighborhoods weren't beautiful, but you know, in the Desire Project was special because you had 4 bedrooms. So there were people who lived in the neighborhood, but they wanted that project apart because they wanted that 4 bedroom. They was tired of jamming up in the room with all their brothers and sisters.
Was the biggest project
Absolutely.
in the city.
Absolutely. You know, so the potholes and the craters now, like over there on Higgins, man, over there where they're doing Delgado, they got to fix that stuff, man. If nothing else, just to make it right for us to not only to come back, but to stay home.
I was in the Ninth Ward yesterday for a minute, and I was just telling them, because they had this one cat the day before yesterday was saying how they fixing the streets, it's beautiful. I'm like, well,
which one?
Man. Yeah, I'm like, well, I don't see it.
Which street?
So when we was in the Ninth Ward yesterday, I'm like, look at this. You can't even do a good 10 miles an hour up this street.
But you know, kid, I think having a celebrity like you, man, somebody that's making a name in entertainment, I think doing what you do, that can help bring attention to where you come from. So the blessing is to see a young brother like you come back. You know,
of course, you know, because I feel like, you know, I gotta be the voice, you know, for the people, because a lot of people, well, really, I started seeing that a lot of people really do look up to me, and a lot of people really will follow my lead as far as what I'm doing. So I want to turn anything that's negative, how people base us so much on negativity. You know, I want to show that there is a positive side to us.
We the most New Orleans people. We the most positive people in the world because we survived the negative.
For real.
And I tell folk we're the greatest survivors
For real.
in the history of the world.
Yeah.
You know, because we learned we learned how to do it in spite of. You know, because it ain't never been fabulous for us, but we made it fabulous.
Straight up.
You know?
And like another question I wanted to ask, like, do you think, like, even after 10 years from Katrina and everything, like, do you think things changed? Like, do you think the city made any kind of progress?
There's always change. There's change when things stay the same. The question is it changing for the people? It's not changing for the people who stayed the same and for people who got worse. Yeah, things have changed. There's a lot of New Orleans that's doing much better now. But, you know, where we come from, you know, the key to whether they're doing better is if they're going to invest in us and invest in our communities.
So right now, you know, I'm sitting here with Wesley T. Bishop, you know, and like I told him, it's just good to see someone else that represents the Ninth Ward in a higher power.
A lot of people who moved away don't have the opportunity to come back, you know, so a lot of people who you were trying with family, friends, you know, so that kind of thing is real, real important. Just today, you know, I was in Lower Ninth Ward, and the first basic grocery store, a CVS, you know, cut ribbon in Lower Ninth Ward. I'll be glad that it actually happened, and we want to thank CVS for actually doing that. But dude, it's 10 years after Hurricane Katrina, you know, and we still actually doing this.
And it's crazy. It took 10 years to just do that, though.
And what's sad about it, you didn't have businesses who were willing to take the plunge and do it. So they need to see somebody else do it. Then say, okay, well, I put my foot in the water seems to be fine. Okay, cool, now I'm gonna come.
You know, because like as you were saying, like they still got houses that look like the hurricane just hit it.
The Lower Ninth Ward was the largest concentration of homeowners in the entire city of New Orleans. And so what happened was that you had that, and most of those houses did not require that you had to have flood insurance. So you don't need flood insurance. My house is paid off, so that when your house is washed away, you don't have that kind of money in your pocket to put it back in there. Exactly. You know, and so that's part of the reason why you have, right now there are at least 700 vacant lots in the Lower Ninth Ward. I had a bill about a year ago trying to get the people in the Lower Ninth Ward first crack at buying those lots for $100. We got to rebuild the Lower Ninth Ward.
Got to.
You know, and who else but the folks who live in there who have a vested interest in trying to make this whole piece work.
Real.
You know, so we just
nobody but us, man.
Well,
I wish I knew about that.
Well, unfortunately, it didn't pass. We passed it through the House and the Senate, but it had to go statewide. Oh, okay. And unfortunately, we got about 41% of the vote, so it didn't pass. Yeah. But we're gonna keep pushing that.
Well, now you know. Let's take it back. Now I know you're not specifically from the 9, but I know y'all had a house in the 9th Ward before Katrina and stuff like that. Like talk about that, like how it was like before.
So we had purchased our house that Friday right before Katrina. And we went to closing, and actually I brought some of my students to closing with me. That's how it really was, just to show them, look, I came from the hood, but look at me, you know what I'm saying? So they really felt that too. So we had purchased the house that Friday, and Saturday, we had schools on Saturdays also, so brought them to school and did things with them, and then after that we had evacuated, we left. Because at that time I was pregnant. I was like 2 months pregnant, and I know I couldn't swim, so I was like, we gotta go, you know. So we had left that Sunday morning.
I can't swim either, don't feel bad. That's why I knew we had to get out of there.
Yeah. And so we left, we went to Georgia, and we stood there. But a lot of my family, they experienced being in Superdome, and my sisters and them, you know, it was really horrible.
I had to break in stores and lock my motherfucking people in with clothes and wipes, because that's how we were cleaning ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But fuck, you know, survival of the fittest.
What made you come back?
Well, you know, money. Fuck. Working, you know what I'm saying? I ain't feel comfortable nowhere else making money, you know what I'm saying? So I came back to where the money moved, where I'm used to it moving at. So I came back to the city, you know? There's love, family, home.
It's that same question, like why you came back. And the first thing they say is because it's home. You know what I'm saying? New Orleans is home, man. It's family out here. For real. You know what I mean? Shit is real, man. Mr. Rogers, you ain't never come to our hood. Yeah. Man, I miss May Zant. Bring them ideas and carrying them days back where you don't have to be a barber to shave crack, and you don't gotta be a starter. See, niggas put you in the game, try not to get sacked. You pitching like a quarterback. Them people come, you better be prepared to run a full flat. Let the traps. Katrina washed away all that. I love to see the day we get it all back.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the astonishing.
Man, I miss May Zant. Bring them ideas and carrying them days back where you don't have to be a barber to shave crack, and you don't gotta be a starter. See, niggas put you in the game, try not to get sacked. You're pitching like a quarterback. Them people come, you better be prepared to run the full flat. Love the traps. Katrina washed away all that. I love to see the day we get it all back. Mr. Rogers never came to my hood. I'm just reviving my hood.
surviving my hood. Now I'm from K-Ville, K.A. Chopper Town. Make like a tree and leave or get chopped down. Every corner is a stop sign, stop now. Turn around, or get turned out. See these children going go shit, you think they getting turned down? You from where I'm from? Then turn this up loud. Ain't a Katrina song, whole sad sing along. This that cold world shit, keep your heat in your home. You don't gotta be from St. Louis to get your eagle on. Pull your desert eagle out, then you start to squeeze it home. T-shirt what they saying, rest in peace on. And on the back, it says bring my people home. Man. They're tearing down the street where I grew up. Mr. Rogers never came to my hood. They're tearing down the street where I grew up. I'm just reviving my hood. They're tearing down the street where I grew up. Oh no, not in my hood. They're tearing down the street where I grew up. You couldn't survive in my hood. Man, I'm a straight street nigga, you can't tell. You don't hear my tales of all my niggas up in jail. Man, I'm tired of seeing all my people get killed. They tearing down the hood, but ain't talking rebuild. It's like no matter how much we try, we fail. No matter how much I came up, I fell. It's all about getting up. We give it all we got, but feel like we don't give enough. You ain't a millionaire because you just ain't real enough. Oh, you a high head, I just might check your temperature. Bitch, I'm from where they go click, clack, and give it up. Get them back, don't rat, and gas we trust, where I grew up. Tearing down the street where I grew up. Mr. Rogers never came to my hood. They're tearing down the street where I grew up. I'm just reviving my hood. They're tearing down the street where I grew up. Oh no, not in my hood. They're tearing down the street where I grew up. You couldn't survive in my hood, nigga. Make sense. Them zone. Yeah, downtown.
You know what I mean? But now me being the voice of the city, it really inspires me to keep going because when you're doing music and you're struggling for so long and you're trying so hard to make it, you never see your progress because you're constantly working. But when you stop and you sit back and you go to talking to these people and you realize these people are actually listening to you, these people are actually following you, it makes you believe in what you're doing even more. So now you gotta give them what they want, man. And what I want the people to know about New Orleans, the real New Orleans. Not only just downtown Ninth Ward New Orleans, but New Orleans as a whole, as the people, the real voice of the people.